much filtration is enough for your aquarium? How often do fish keepers test their water, and how do you deal with social media bullies? I'm going to answer all three of those questions, and for today's comment of the week, I'm going to do kind of a YouTube channel evaluation because somebody asked me to do that. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. All of that is coming up in this episode of Tank Talk. Hey folks, it's John with KG Tropical. Super excited to bring you another episode of Tank Talk. If this is your first time joining, you're going to want to subscribe to the channel because I do this every single week. We have a lot of fun with it, answering your questions submitted in the comment section below. You want to see a question get answered about the aquarium hobby? Put it down below. You never know, I might pick yours and answer it in a format like this. So let's stop messing around. Let's get right into it. First question today comes from one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Q Aquatics says, I run most of my tanks with sponge filters, either 1 or 2 in each tank. Is this enough? Example, 40-gallon breeder tank, 10 to 15 plants and platies, 20-gallon high, 5 plants with breeding angel pair. I know each is individual, but is there a rule of thumb? So the answer to this question, you have to ask yourself, how is your tank doing? What I mean by that is your tank healthy? Are your fish healthy? Are your plants healthy? If the answer to that is yes, then the answer to is there enough filtration in your tank? The answer is yes, if everything is working properly. If your tank keeps crashing, you're constantly battling different problems, your nitrates are out of control, fish are dying, the water's cloudy because there's so much ammonia in it, obviously you're not doing your job, or your filtration's not doing its job, the combination of the two. Now, of course, I know that's not the case with you, Susie Q, because I know you're on top of your tanks, but that's the thing. Your tank will tell you if there is enough filtration in there. You got 2 sponge filters running with some plants and stuff like that. Your water clear? Is everything good? If everything's good, your filtration's good, and you don't have to worry about adding anymore. One of the things that I think we do as fish keepers is we become our own worst enemy. We're always looking to improve, even if we don't need to improve. Even if everything's going great, we're still thinking, there's got to be something else I could be doing. I could add this, I could spend more money and do this. And a lot of times that's overkill, and you don't necessarily need to do that. Now, this hobby thrives on overkill, and overkill is not usually something that's going to be a problem, but if you're on a limited budget like me, that could be a problem because you can't just go out and spend money every time you think you need to add something else to your tank. So I'm rambling on, but you deserve it, Susie Q, because I like you. I hope that answers your question. Is your tank good? If your tank's good, then your filtration is good, and you don't have to worry about it. And sponge filters, as you know, are some of the best filters out there in this hobby. So you can't go wrong using those. All right, next question comes from Richard Souza. It's a short one. How often does the average person test their waters? So this is going to be completely dependent on the actual fish keeper. I know a lot of fish keepers that check religiously all the time, a couple times a week, once a week, whatever. Or you have people like me that I've been doing this for a long time, and so I can look in a tank and I can pretty much tell if everything's okay. There are certain things that you can look for that'll tell you something's wrong. An excessive buildup of algae, fish not behaving appropriately, the water isn't crystal clear. There's stuff going on in the tank that's not normal. You observe your tank every single day and you see things, and when you see things that are not normal, you know that it's time to react. So people like me, I never test my water. I mean, I don't. I test it in the very beginning when I'm going through the cycling process, but other than that, I don't test it. And the reason why is because I got a pretty good handle on things. I'm on a routine as far as my maintenance goes, and it's just, I can look at it and tell whether there's a problem or not. But new fish keepers, you should be testing your water all the time until you understand how water chemistry works, until you understand how to keep a healthy aquarium. You should be testing it all the time. If you're ever in any doubt, you should be testing your water. Fish start behaving abnormally, test the water. Or the water doesn't look right, test the water. Test, test, test. If you buy something like a API master test kit, you pay like $30 for the kit, and that kit will last you for, I don't even know how many, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of tests. You're just putting drops in the little vials. You can test whatever you want, and I'd be testing a lot if I was new to this. But again, the experienced fish keepers, a lot of times they'll rarely test because they just look at it and they just know. So I'm not an expert in any way, but I can look at a tank and tell if there's a problem in there or not. Now for my favorite segment of the week, it's comment of the week. I should get a special like transition card for this. But anyway, this is where I find a comment that for whatever reason stands out to me and I want to highlight it in this weekly video. Today's is very different. I've never done this before, but he asked, so I'm going to do it. Comes in from Fishy Biz Aquatics. John, new to YouTube as a channel owner, but I've owned tanks since a kid, and my love for the hobby is rejuvenated in my older and settled age. This guy's not an old guy. I don't know what he's talking about. My channel is Fishy Biz Aquatics, and I just wanted to know, could you check it out and let me know what you think? I'm trying to show young amateurs that they can get into this hobby and a piece of serenity and personal enjoyment. Love the channel, outstanding information and content always. Okay, so I get this all the time. Every YouTuber gets this. Hey, check out my channel, let me know what you think. And it's very rare that I do it, and I'm not being a jerk. It's just, I got other things to do. But I don't know why. I was looking for comments and I saw this and I said, all right, let me check it out. And I did. And so now here we are. I'm not the kind of person that's going to tear someone down. I don't have a lot of negative things to say about your channel. One of the things that I will say about it is that I think you've got a very good way of speaking. I think your charisma and your energy is fantastic. And I think that will take you a long way. I think you're at that place that every newer YouTuber, every single one of them gets there. I was there. Go back to some of my older videos. You'll definitely see it. But you have the benefit of being able to look at all of the channels out there now, and you can see what they're doing. And hopefully this will help you a little bit too. The first bit of criticism that I would give you is your intros are way too long. I understand that, you know, you want to make a first impression and all this kind of stuff, but in today's YouTube, the common YouTube user is going to decide in 5 or 6 seconds whether they're going to continue watching your video or they're going to move on to somebody else. And so if the first 35 seconds of your video is a fancy intro, that people are going to tune out. That's my first piece of advice for you. The second piece is you're using copyrighted music. So get away from that. It's cool, it's awesome, but that's going to bring you problems down the road. Probably not right now because you're new and you're just getting started, but understand that that's a huge problem on YouTube. If you use copyrighted music, it's not gonna fly with YouTube. Return of the Mac. I watched one of your videos and you were playing Return of the Mac and you even said listening to Return of the Mac, and that's awesome. What a great song. My favorite baseball player, that's his walk-up song. Adam Eaton, in case you're wondering. He's not my favorite baseball player. He's one of my favorite baseball players. Anyway, what am I doing here? So right now, it's not going to be a problem for you, but down the road, you know, your videos start getting views and you start making money off of them. They're not going to give you that money. They're going to take that money and give it to the copyright owner. So understand now, of course, you have to get flagged for it and all this kind of stuff, but they'll find it eventually. I've had that happen to me. I've never used like a song that I pulled off of iTunes or something like that. I've never used a song like that in my videos, but I did have an issue back in the day where I went to a site that had copyright-free music, royalty-free music, and I picked some songs off of that. I put them on the videos, and like a year later, I guess somebody had sold their music to that website or whatever, and they decided they didn't want to do that anymore. So they went through and struck like 3 or 4 of my videos, which it's not a big deal. You can do one of two things. Either turn off monetization for that video, or monetization will just go to whoever the copyright owner is, or you can have them just remove the music. But that would also remove the voice, you know what I mean? So you're losing audio completely on your videos, and you don't want to have that happen. So yeah, stay away from that. Return of the Mac, great song, but take it off. leave it on that video, but in the future, don't use copyrighted music because that's going to be a huge problem. But I like what you're doing. I'm being serious with you. I like your charisma. I like your energy. And I like the way you deliver your message. Doing fish videos, maybe don't talk in your car. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I know it's kind of stereotypical what I have going on here. The guy sitting in front of his aquariums. But you know what? You're doing a video about aquariums, maybe not be sitting in your car. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, going on way too far with this. I like what you're doing. And you know what? Email me privately if you want to talk about it, or message me on Facebook or something like that. And maybe we can go a little deeper on this. That's not an open invitation for everybody. That's just this guy. But yeah, there you go. First time I've done that. And I don't know. There's probably going to be a lot of people asking for that now. All right, today's last question, I saved it for last on purpose because people hardly ever make it to the end of videos. And so I thought this would be a good one to have last. Not a lot of people will see it. But the question is good, but how I'm going to respond to it, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't do any of this scripted, folks. I just talk. That's why they're longer. That's why they're much more long-winded. So yeah, here we go. Denny's Aquatics. This is a guy. I've used video clips of his before in my 10 Things videos. I see him all over the place, and he's always got very, very nice things to say. I adore that guy. Hi, John. I didn't think this video was bad at all. In fact, I really and truly thought it was awesome. I guess whatever video this was, I had said, oh, this is going to be bad or whatever. This is classic John Hudson and KG Q&A, and I'm so pleased to see you brought it back. Being an admin on 3 Facebook fish groups, I see more new members get slammed by other members with big egos for their rookie fish keeping mistakes. Often, I have to intervene. So I was able to relate to the questions presented in this video, except the one with the beta in the rum bottle. Anyways, I hope you continue to record this series for many years to come. P.S. I really miss seeing your weekly streams. Yeah, sorry about that, but you know, with SWAT teams and all this kind of stuff, the streaming is, we'll have to see. But thank you, Denny. This wasn't even really a question. It was more of a comment, which is what the comment section is for, talking about something that I was talking about in that video. But this is something that actually is very near and dear to my heart because it has a lot to do with the way I live my life currently. I hope that makes sense. But I have completely and totally 100% abandoned social media, folks. I mean, I understand I'm on YouTube right now, and technically YouTube is a social media platform, but Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that kind of stuff. Do I have profiles on all of those? Yes. Does my Twitter feed share every time I put up a video? Yes. It's not because I do it. It's because it's just set up to do that every time. Instagram, that's Lisa. I don't mess with Instagram at all. And the reason why is because of exactly what Denny's Aquatics said in this comment. It's the bullies. And I'm not even talking about people bullying me. You can bully me all day long. I don't have a problem with that. But when I go on to my Facebook group, okay, the Tank Talk Facebook group is mine. Of course, I don't own Facebook, but you understand what I mean. I started that group. It was started to facilitate KG Tropicals. I see that happen all the time. And it doesn't happen to me. I see it happen to other people. And I cannot stand it. And it takes everything I have to not intervene, like you said, that you have to do. I had to step away from it. It's probably been 2 months, 2.5 months. I don't know. Maybe not even that far. The only attachment that I have to social media right now is Messenger on Facebook. It's an app on my phone. I don't even go to Facebook to do that. It's on my phone. Other than that, the last couple of posts that I've put up on Facebook have been live streams talking about future episodes of 10 Things and asking for video clips, which I believe Denny has actually taken advantage of before. That's the last things that I've done, and I don't go on there ever. Lisa asks me all the time, did you see that post? No, I didn't, because I don't go on those things. I don't have them on my phone. I just stay away from them completely. And it's because I don't want to get mixed up in all of that garbage. When I see somebody get ridiculed and slammed for making a rookie mistake that you probably made too when you were new to this hobby, it bothers me a lot. And so for me, the easiest way to keep life as stress-free as possible is to just avoid it completely and stay away from it. There's no reason for me to be in there, because if I'm in there, really all I'm doing is looking for a fight. Now, there's a lot of people that are doing great things on social media. There are the moderators and admins on the Facebook group, Tank Talk, are doing fantastic things with that group. They stay on top of things, and it's awesome. I just can't do it. I can't. It stresses me out too much. I'm the guy that in high school would defend the little kid that was getting bullied. That's just me. I'm not a tough guy, but that's just how I was always. And so when I see that kind of thing happening, it's just instinctive for me that I want to jump in and do something about it. And so I have to stay away from it, because otherwise I'm just going to get myself into trouble. But I wish that this could be the place, the hobby, the community where that kind of garbage didn't happen. But it does, and there's no way to avoid it. The only other thing I'll add to that, something I had to learn a long time ago, is that a lot of times when you read a comment, you naturally take that comment as somebody is being really mean and nasty. And a lot of times they're not. It's just you're reading it in text, not hearing it verbally. And so it looks nasty and it looks like they're saying something mean. I have personal friends that I text with or message back and forth with that I always think they're mad at me. I always think I've done something wrong because of the way they word their texts or their messages to me. But they're not mad at me. It's just the way they type out their thoughts. You understand what I mean? I don't know. It's not all stuff that we take as negative is in fact negative. It's the person trying to do the right thing. They're trying to be nice, but it comes across as them being a jerk. I don't know. I think I get accused of that all the time too. But anyway, I'm completely rambling about it. Thank you, Denny, for bringing that up. Thank you for all of the kind words that you had to say. But listen, the world is being destroyed by social media, folks. I'm not one of those tinfoil hat wearing people, but it really is. I believe that it's ruining. It's ruining everything. It really is. Except for YouTube. I love YouTube, but the things that happen on Facebook and Twitter and all of that, oh my goodness, I just have to stay away from it, as far away from it as I possibly can. So anyway, if you're still watching this video, what's wrong with you? Why would you still be watching this? Let me know in the comments that you're watching it all the way to the end, and explain why. Why would you still be watching at this point? But anyway, that was fun. Thank you for letting me ramble on there a little bit. But thank you to all of the people that sent in those comments. Don't forget, if you want to see your question answered, I always do this when I'm talking about this. Put your question down in the comment section below. You can put questions in any video that I've ever done. In fact, I would appreciate it if you went and commented on every single video I've ever done. All 300 and something of them. That would be wonderful. But put your comment down below. And I can't guarantee I'm going to answer every single one, but every week I'm going to pick 3 plus a comment of the week. Yours might be the one that I pick for that particular week. So get them in now. And again, if you want to send in a photo or video, kgq&a@gmail.com. There you go. 10 things every Sunday. Don't forget about that. Having a lot of fun with that series, and I hope you are too. I am going to stop rambling now. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on next week's Tank Talk episode.